you guys made 2 films in Chile, Magic and Crystal Fairy, and I just wondered if that was the plan when you guys went down there, or did one film kind of make the other one happen?
The plan was to make Magic, and then it seemed like that might not be able to happen because we couldn't get it financed. We couldn't get the money for it for a while, and the time that we kind of planned to shoot the movie had slipped away.
A couple of times. Yeah.
We went to Chile in June, and we were basically planning on like shooting in July or August. And then it got to be September, and I said, I think I got to leave now. And then it seemed like we might not get to make it, and Sebastian just said, why don't we just go make this other movie, and then we'll be able to make something, and it won't cost as much as Magic, and we could just go make it right away. It was a good solution. Yeah,
it was a great solution, and like, I guess it helped us to get to know each other better, me and Michael, and on a set, and it helped lose my hand for Magic, and it was a great experiment, but it actually came out to be like a feature film, pretty legit, got an award, and I'm really, really proud of the movie. Like, it became much more than just an experiment, you know, and but it was something that we pulled out of nowhere, really. It took us like, I think pre-production was like 2 weeks or 10 days, then like the shooting was like 12 days, and then, editing longer, but like the process of like getting stuff in the can was like really, really short.
Yeah. So it was just like, how big was your crew? Like 10 people?
Your something like that, 12?
Yeah, so small.
Wow.
Yeah, it felt like a family. We had like 3 cars, and we took off from Santiago to the desert and shot like chronologically in every location from south to north, and we were done like within 12 days.
We had like 2 cabins between however many people we were, 14 people.
Yeah, we had no electricity.
Middle of nowhere,
Yeah. Cool. Well, what really rang true was, I thought the characters, I know those characters. And I just wondered if they were based in reality at all.
Yeah, they are. This was an experience that I went through like 14 or 13 years ago. Yeah. This whole trip I went with my best friend and this girl from San Francisco, actually, that I met. I ran into a concert in Santiago, and she went by the name of Crystal Fairy. And then we smoked weed at that party or something, and then I invited her over to take mescaline with us in the desert. And then she tagged along, and we went there and had that experience. Like, the only fictional stuff, it was never really a confrontational aspect of our relationship. We were like buddies. Mm-hmm. Like, it was easy, we got along. I was pretty hippie myself, and like, we were into the esoteric stuff that she was into, and like, not that into, but like, we had fun with her. We didn't judge her as much as Jamie does in the movie.
Right. Yeah, Jamie is an interesting character. I know dudes like that who just dedicate themselves to getting wasted. You know?
Yeah.
And especially in college. And
yeah, but he's not a party guy.
Yeah.
Weirdly, it's like he's dedicated to doing this drug, but it's not because he's addicted to fun. He's not really even searching for that.
Yeah, it's like, I mean, like, and the experience that he's looking for is not really a party experience. Like, drugs are usually linked to parties, but yeah, a lot of people take them recreational, like, but for just like other reasons, just like as an self-exploration. And I feel that Jamie doesn't strike you as a character that is actually self-exploring himself seriously, like that. But that's what he's into it. I mean, like, he quotes Huxley at the beginning of the movie, and like Doors of Perception, and that's his quest. He's not really trying to do mescaline and rum at the same time. Right? Yeah.
No, it's like he's trying to become an authority on drugs, so he can talk to people.
That, yeah. Gotcha. Right.
Yeah.
Huh. Well, I thought the funniest parts kind of came out of Jamie reacting to Crystal Fairy and her hippiness, you know, and I just wondered what scene was the most fun for you to make.
I really liked the scene where Gabby comes in naked to the hostel, and we're all very confused and surprised.
Crystal Harry.
Yeah, and we make fun of her. We kind of laugh about it, and That was so much fun to shoot that scene, and then we actually shot something where she makes us do a breathing technique.
Oh yeah, that was fun too. It's
not in the movie, but it was fun to shoot. It was really fun.
It's sad that it's not in the movie.
Yeah.
Is that scene when you guys are making fun of her in the bedroom? Is that improvised or was that scripted out?
Well, it was scripted in the sense that we knew exactly what we were going to do. Nothing was figured out in the moment. You know.
Yeah.
Sebastian had really made a very thorough outline, and basically every reaction that happens in there was planned.
Gotcha.
But the dialogue wasn't figured out beforehand.
Okay. So the beginning of the movie.
There's some genius lines there. It's like, I don't know, like having your pussy hanging out like that. That stuff was not written. That just come out. It's hard to be.
Just strange wording.
It's hard to pretend to be comfortable when you're like
having
your pussy's hanging out like that. That stuff was not written. But as Michael says, the reactions. I mean, the reaction, the humiliation, all of that had to happen.
Right.
Yeah.
Cool. So the beginning of the movie really reminded me of how a horror film starts, and I just wondered if you're a big horror guy.
What beginning? What made you remind you of horror?
Well, the first act, just kind of how
the party.
Not the party, but the fact that you guys are just setting out on a road trip, basically.
Oh, okay.
And kind of going somewhere you don't know where.
Wrong.
Yeah, exactly. Like anything could kind of happen.
Yeah, I mean, I feel that I guess Magic has more of that sort of promise that it consciously uses more like of horror cliche elements and make the audience believe that everyone's gonna die one by one, like something like I feel that Magic sort of makes that fake promise, but I feel that Crystal Fairy is kind of like a straightforward road trip movie more than a horror movie. Like you feel from the very beginning, I personally feel that it's a road trip movie starting more than a horror film. I don't feel that they're gonna get into so much shit. Like it's already like the tone set in the party and with the trannies that Michael like wants to cook rice for them. Like I feel the tone is already set up like. It's comedic, it's casual, like, it would be so weird for that story to turn into a horror movie all of a sudden.
Right.
So, personally with Crystal Fairy, I was not aware of that fake promise at all. Of the horror promise. Yeah.
Also, I want to talk to you guys about the drug sequences, the mescaline sequences, and when I heard the word mescaline, it made me think of Owen Wilson and Royal Tenenbaums, basically. And I love the way Wes Anderson, he plays it down. He doesn't go into any kind of visual effects or anything. And I just wondered if it was tempting for you to do that and, get crazy psychedelic with it at all.
Yeah, not really. I mean, like, the movie was not the kind of movie for it. It's not that I'm against that, as we were talking before, like, Enter the Void does it, and it's a movie that I really enjoy, and I really enjoyed that part of the movie. Just like putting you through a trip like that in such a subjective sort of way. I feel that Crystal Fairy was so casual that something like that would just like feel like out of place immediately. Yeah. I don't remember. Owen Wilson takes mescaline
and then he hits the dog with his car.
Yeah, exactly.
Right, I forgot.
Yeah, remember the paintings in his apartment? Of those wild dudes on motorcycles
wearing
those masks.
Yeah,
that part when he's got all these dudes in his apartment and they go to visit.
Oh, now I remember. Yeah, I remember. Yeah,
great stuff. So, drugs have always been in the movies, always kind of a source of comedy in the movies. What are your favorite drug movies? You know what?
Up in Smoke.
What are your favorite? Really, Up in Smoke?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the first one, right? Yeah, Up in Smoke is amazing.
First one, yeah.
It's amazing.
Yeah. What is that?
Cheech and Chong.
Oh yeah, Cheech and Chong. Yeah. That's about weed. It's basically marijuana.
They're always stoned in it, but it's a great movie. It's really funny.
I think IndieWire, that IndieWire site, like I think they described the movie as a drug movie, or they used that line for Crystal Fairy, and I feel that it's kind of like a wrong term, honestly, for Crystal Fairy. I would, if they sell me Crystal Fairy as a drug movie and I go and watch it, I'll be disappointed. I'll be like, they do have a cactus that contains mescaline, but it's really not about drugs. It feels that it's more of a character study, and it's more about friendship and the birth of compassion and like acceptance and humiliation, and it's funny, and there is a drug, but it doesn't feel like a drug movie to me.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
drug movies are more comedies, you know.
Yeah, and like
Not this one. This
yeah,
one
and like
is-
the drug seems to be like a really important part of it, and the effects of the drug seem to be a really huge part of it. Like this feels like it's kind of an element that is sort of like things are around it, but it doesn't seem that it's the most important thing at all.
Yeah.
You ever see Panic in Needle Park?
Yeah,
That's a good drug.
Yeah.
yeah, that's a
That
good
is
drug.
true.
Not a
movie.
comedy.
No.
Yeah, it's transporting is kind of a
I've
good.
never seen that one.
You've never seen it?
No, never seen that.
No?
It's
No.
kind of a
Yeah.
good drug movie, I guess.
Yeah.
Is that a drug movie?
Yeah.
Oh.
Requiem for a Dream.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's an exhausting drug movie.
It's exhausting.
So exhausting.
Very.
Yeah.
Okay, great. All right, well, thanks so much, you guys.
Okay, great.
We really
Hey,
appreciate
man.
it.